YouTube, the social network that changed the world forever. A site that became a window for many to express themselves. It's a platform that has opened the door for many to become famous without much effort. Everyone has dreams of becoming a YouTuber at one point or another. For some, this dream has become a reality. For others, it hasn't. But time spares no one. Modern trends are dictated by technology and the general pace of life. This applies to both YouTube and cinema. While films and videos used to be relatively unhurried and uninterrupted, a few years ago everything changed. The cozy atmosphere where no one chased fame was replaced by a corporate reality with suitcases full of money. Peace of mind has given way to a deadly race in which everyone is trying to grab their piece of the pie. But soon, everything will change. I first encountered this platform back in 2012. I was still a kid then and didn't fully understand the beauty of this site. But now, looking back, I miss the days when YouTube was ruled by videos with fraps or Bandicam watermarks, when transitions in videos weren't cinematic yet, if they even existed at all. Editing was the domain of master filmmakers. We had no time, we were having fun. Watched videos with NCS music in the background. PewDiePie and Markiplier were the stars of this concert, arriving early and creating their channels for their own enjoyment, to spread positivity online. Looking ahead, I'll note that now they're practically the only YouTubers who have retained their original charm and style. The quality has improved, but the vibe remains the same. There was no advertising back then. But then, everything changed. The first warning sign was the advent of advertising on the social network. This launched the concept of YouTube not only as a creative medium but also as a business. At first, it was perceived as normal. A single ad before a video didn't seem so scary. But then, everything changed. TikTok arrived. A side effect of TikTok was shorts on YouTube. The attention span dropped to a level never seen before. PewDiePie and Markiplier had previously been the only titans of source on YouTube. Then, MrBeast arrived, and the race took a new turn. Slowness and relaxation were replaced by a dopamine rush growing stronger with each passing moment. YouTube transformed from a collection of videos into a nearly full-fledged streaming service with its own shows where the winner took home prize of tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions. Cinematic cuts every 10 seconds became the norm for us, all for the sake of maintaining attention. YouTube became a billion-dollar business across the platform. Everyone wanted their piece. But most people didn't have their own ideas, so everyone started copying each other to keep up. Diversity became relatively non-existent. Only people change, but the essence remains the same. But the scariest thing is that this isn't the end of the story. As YouTubers began to create trends, questions began to arise about how any could become one. Coaching had existed before, but it just didn't have such a wide reach. YouTube became their base. Self-proclaimed teachers, or to put it simply, gurus, began to populate the platform like mushrooms. The phrase "fake it till you make it" went from a joke to a damn motto. The most popular among these channels right now is vidIQ, a channel that strives to help small channels like mine. I never bought any subscriptions or services from any coach I saw. I used what was available. YouTube is also a library of knowledge, but there is a funny thing. All of the coaches tell you the same idea. What you need to do to become successful is a high click-through rate, high retention, and you're in the sweet spot. At the same time, try to occupy a specific niche by studying the competition. I watched his channel, and not only his, until I understood how big their lie was. I haven't hit it big yet, but I have realized one thing. Templates don't work. They simply don't exist. It's impossible to hack YouTube's algorithms. It's all nonsense, yet many people readily believe it. I spent nights tinkering with CTR, cutting videos, feeling like a robot while views stagnated. I felt worthless because the gurus on my monitor assured me the formula worked. The only thing that works is a unique approach. You can borrow some traits from others, but copying them 100% isn't the answer. But there are those who realize this for themselves. And I'm not talking about YouTube or the life hacks associated with it. Business creation courses are a distinct type of scam, not only legal but also currently the most profitable. But while vidIQ is preying on creators, the next tab harbors even more terrifying sharks. those selling a formula for success not just for views, but for a living. Iman Ganzi, a famous YouTuber and entrepreneur who made his fortune thanks to the naivety of his followers. He creates courses on how to create your own agency and start making money. Buy my course for $1,100 and you'll multiply your income. Sounds tempting, right? However, recently a wave of dissatisfied reviews has flooded the internet. But the point isn't that they were deceived, but that they themselves failed to notice the trap. These courses create competition that kills everyone except the first mover, Iman Ganzi himself. He's sitting on a mountain of cash buying himself Rolexes, jets, and expensive cars. He was the first to create the agencies that made his fortune. The whole point is that businessmen don't train others for two reasons. They don't want to create competition for themselves, and they simply don't have the time because they're busy making money themselves. At this point, the outcome seems logical, but there is a downside. The dopamine rush is pleasant. It's like a drug, and like any drug, you need to increase the dose to maintain the high. But any large-scale project has a ceiling that sooner or later will be impossible to overcome, and that's not necessary. TikTok comes to the rescue. It set a new trend: stories in audiobook format. Minimal visuals, narration, and subtitles to make it easier to understand the story if you can't listen. And this trend has migrated to YouTube. The audiobook format is gradually gaining momentum. People have flocked away from constant addiction and toward longer, more sedated videos. The essay format, while not as popular, is nonetheless in high demand. Channels like Solus and Project Early Exit can attest to this. Their videos don't feature quick cuts or high-quality editing, just some B-roll, perhaps music, and a voiceover. A trend has emerged to move away from endless action, and, oddly enough, it's also growing. Everyone just wants to hear from someone with their own thoughts and emotions. People have suddenly started thinking for themselves and asking questions that hadn't bothered them before. I've become like that too, in a way. I had a lot of ideas and thoughts which I now express on this channel, and that's the most interesting thing. It's quite possible that the old YouTube vibe will soon become a reality again, naturally with adjustments for modern times. We're in an era of rebalancing. It's certainly great when there are a few big YouTubers who can continue to grow, but this demotivates others from creating their own content. A new wave is beginning. We, relative newcomers, are being given a small head start so we can contribute something of our own. And that's why I only agree with one statement from YouTube teachers. It's time for newcomers to start now, while they have the opportunity.